make.
The head's totally working.
Is
Oh,
it?
please.
Okay,
Oh,
all
yeah.
right.
They don't make room for me vertically in cars.
Oh, you can see it there.
I can see it here.
And then I got
No,
okay.
the-
Yeah. No, the hat works.
The head's totally working. I mean,
Okay.
you are goth AF, Karen.
Yeah.
I mean, that's you
the
function
whole
as
thing.
advertised.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay.
Perfect.
Great.
All right.
Yes.
So, before we begin Bellhead, I'm going to read a quick pre-roll ad, if that's okay with
Yes.
you, as is customary for podcasts. Welcome to Car Con Carne. I'm James Van Osdell, and Car Con Carne largely exists thanks to the support, partnership, teamwork of local Chicago area businesses. Car Con Carne in this episode, sponsored by Easy Automation, easy-automation.net. A truly smart home, bar, restaurant, intelligent office, etc. is never a one-size-fits-all proposition. Your Easy Automation Pro will meet with you to determine your needs and then customize a system for you. From the family room bar to the boardroom, it's under control. Get a quote by visiting easy-automation.net or just call 630-730-3728, 630-730-3728. Ready for hot dogs?
Let's do it.
Oh, yeah.
So, as previously mentioned, this is Car Con Carne, named the best music podcast in Chicago, according to the readers of the Chicago Reader. It has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with the fact that we live in this wonderful town with lots of talented musicians who are kind enough to be on the show. Case in point today, it is the return of Bellhead. Not only is it the return of Bellhead, it's the first time for Bellhead in this car.
Yes. Which I'm very excited about.
So excited to have you both. If you're watching this, to my right, it is Karen. Right behind me, it is Ivan. They are a duo.
Hello.
They are fantastic. The new EP is called Good Intentions. Like good intentions with broken glass, she turned from pale to blue as death came so fast. We're going to talk about the band. We're going to talk about new music. But first, we're going to unravel hot dogs and Polish sausage. We're at Herm's Palace in Skokie on Dempster, just west of McCormick. I love this place. This is your first time, right?
This is my first time here, and I'm very excited about it.
These guys don't play games behind the counter. I tried to tell you when we were walking in, like, they memorize everything you order. It is like savant-like what they do.
The fact that he didn't ring it up on a register, he's just does the numbers in his head, and then
He's like an auctioneer.
Yeah.
5, 10, 15, 25, 30, 30, 35, 50.
sold.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I mean, and being a Chicago native, it is so important to find the quality good places with hot dogs and sausages, and so I'm excited. I've never been here before, and it's down the street from me.
And I'm the only person who got fries, right?
Yes.
I think this is a dog. We both got Polish. I think we got similar things.
Yes, I got onions and you did not.
I got grilled. We both got grilled.
Nope, that's the dog.
Okay.
Nope. Sorry, who's got what?
I think this is you, Karen, because I got sport peppers.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh yeah, this is right.
This is the real deal.
Yeah.
I love a good Polish sausage.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
So this is when people watch us
Watch
eat?
us eat?
Well, they're going to listen to us talk about... Do you have sport peppers in yours?
No, I have
All right.
grilled mustard.
This is just a Chicago dog.
The classic.
Yeah, no peppers.
They're reliable. All right. So, yes, they'll watch us eat, but they'll also enjoy tales of Bellhead as we eat.
We have good tails, that's for sure.
Well, I know you reached out to me a little bit ago, checking off all these different things you wanted to talk to. Because I said this as we were waiting in line at Herm's Palace in Skokie on Dempster Avenue. You both have been really busy. It feels like Bellhead is ramping up.
It's nonstop right now. We just had our EP is only a month old, and yesterday we were at practice and we get together once a week and work on our songs and everything. And it's definitely napkin. It's you know that Good Intentions is only a month old, and I'm well, that's not possible because we've done 87 million things. But you're right. Okay, it's only a month, and it really is it's nonstop. But that's just because we're nonstop. We just keep pushing, and I mean, it's kind of that mentality of you'll sleep when you're dead.
To describe Bellhead, this is the hardest part of interviewing bands on a podcast where you can't include music in the podcast, explaining to people what you are. On this new EP, Good Intentions, there's a very comforting new wave post-punk feel, but also there's that pervasive sense of menace that I've loved from day one. With Bellhead. That burrowing under my skin, nefarious vibe.
That's all Ivan.
It is. Well, it is all Ivan. And the two of you, especially when you trade vocals on songs, it is like good cop, bad cop, transitioning from Ivan to
Bad
Karen.
cop, worse cop.
Worst, yeah. Who's the worst cop out of this duo?
No, don't let her deceive you.
No.
She's the one that says she's slipping away into the tide, returning to the sea.
Okay, that's my favorite song on the EP, Into the Deep.
Oh, great.
Like, hands down, that's my favorite song.
Oh, great.
Thank you. That's awesome.
But when I think about that interplay, the vocal trade-off, Valentine, I think, is the best example of that. There's that almost New Order vibe to it. It sounds like guitar. I know it can't possibly be a guitar,
Correct.
which is impressive.
And that's the key that I think for friends that are new to us, I guess we should say that this is the band, right? We're two bass players and we both sing and that's it. So there's no guitar, there's never any sampled guitar, there's zero. And so when you come to see us or you listen, everything we do is Ivan and me and programming that Ivan mostly does, and yeah, that's a lot of different sounds. Like you're gonna get post-punk, you're gonna get industrial, you're gonna get a little bit of everything. Like we've been compared to Magazine sometimes. We've been definitely like that New Order feel for Valentine. We have in one of our previous albums, they said that you have a little wink and nod to Nine Inch Nails sometimes, and that
seems too easy.
Yeah, I mean, we really just take our influences and use that to make something fun that we like to play. This is amazing, by the way.
This is so good. Polish sausage. I mean, how's the Chicago
it's
dog?
great. It's exactly what I wanted it to be.
Here's the problem with hot dogs, though, Ivan. One is never enough.
Bull testicles?
Well, that too. But one is never enough. One is just, it's an appetizer. Like, you need two to have.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm feeling just a little
And
shy
I'm like,
of
I'm not going to spill. And the first thing I do is spill all over.
full power. So I'm like, just one hot dog, and then we'll see where I'm at after that.
So I got here first. You both arrived shortly after I did. You walked out of the car, and my first thought was, thank the fuck Christ I'm wearing black. Like, I went in Rome.
Right.
If I'm hanging out with Bellhead, I got to be wearing black.
I mean, we have a shtick, right? Like we're goth. Well, I'm goth. Ivan just does his thing.
I don't identify.
I brought the hat back. That's my thing.
I love the hat.
Like,
2020.
Love and Rockets is touring. Like, I might as well jump on that bandwagon and.
All right, let's talk Love and Rockets. Let's talk about No Big Deal, which is one of my favorite songs from that band. Period. Really great choice of a cover for you. And I know you've done a nice job with covers in the past, but No Big Deal I thought was perfect.
Thank you.
Thanks. We got we were solicited to do a track for a tribute, and kind of sat down. I had done Motorcycle when I was in Mr. Russia and really liked that song, but I sat down and really kind of went through their catalog, and I know this sounds heinous to say, but you get an okay song and you make a better song out of it, and I really like Love and Rockets songs, but all of them could use a little more production and other paths and edit. So I listened to all the remixes and stuff and kind of was like, what else is in that song? And then tightening it to the sort of the Bellhead of it all.
Also on this EP, Drugstore Carry. We've heard this one before, kind of.
Yes.
Explain that.
Go ahead, Ivan.
So when we started the band, we did our first show in June of 2019.
Yep.
And we started
So
with,
literally 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This month.
4
It's kind
years
of
ago,
all-
you played us right around this time.
All come.
Yep. We sent you Fire Control.
Yeah, which I still love.
And so we didn't think we were making records so much. We wanted to make more DIY kind of thing. And we made a zine. And we put a CD in there that had, I think, Fire Control and Drugstore Carry was on it.
Yeah.
But we didn't put it out online or anywhere. It was kind of a bonus if you got the zine. So it's just been in our collection, and we finally were like, hey, this fits on this record. We should put this out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At what point did you realize that making a zine is absolutely unsustainable?
The
beginning.
It actually wasn't bad. We drafted a second one, but then when all touring stopped, we moved towards the more, hey, let's put out EP, and then you're a couple EPs in, and it's like it'd be a little weird to go back to the zine.
We actually do a lot of DIY. It's like Bellhead craft nights. We did that for the zine. We recently put out another cover, which was "I Would Die for You,"
Which I love that version.
Thank you. And so I kind of drew this artwork, and we had this idea in our head that we were going to make a print of the art that I drew, and it was going to be glow in the dark. and we could not find glow-in-the-dark printers. They don't exist anywhere in Illinois. And so we had a craft night where I sat there and I hand-painted glow-in-the-dark ghosts on this thing, and we just hang out, and that's where a lot of our I think we do a lot of songwriting, we do a lot of camaraderie. When we were doing our craft nights, that's where we got the idea for Unicorn Bones, which is a previous single from our previous EP as well. So
yeah, that I'm glad you like that song, but that was a labor of love. We didn't want to put it on a record. We wanted it to be standalone. We wanted it to be limited edition. We did not know how hard it was going to be to try to get 6 by 6 artwork printed. And I'll never try and do anything related to silk printing that isn't,
or making zines.
But I'm so glad that it does exist, and it's been well received, because it was such a thing that we wanted to do. But we spent 2 years?
Yeah, it was
trying to get it out.
What I'm taking away from all this is I would love to be a fly on the wall for Bellhead Craft Night.
You should just come over next time.
That sounds like a whole lot of creative, fun.
There's a lot of folding and putting things in bags, and if you know how to
rolling T-shirts.
Yes, rolling a lot of shirts, because we get an order of shirts in, and it's like these all have to get repacked to go into the merch, and they all need to have sizes on them that you can read in the dark.
Yeah. So we ordered takeout. We put in terrible movies, and I
love terrible movies.
Yeah. Like, I don't even remember the last.
We were watching. I think we watched Shaft.
Like
it came out
original Shaft.
Yeah, it came out on
not
Blu-ray.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that was fun. But then sometimes the movies just start to loop. It's like we've watched Thunderdome many times.
Which, if they'd cut it halfway through, it would have been a great movie. The first half was great.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I think it's
Also, like, moment of silence there.
Yeah, God bless you, Tina Turner.
Anyone want French fries?
No, I'm okay.
I'm good.
Okay. Is it a Russian thing?
No, I just...
He only likes his potatoes in liquid form.
Okay, I feel seen. I feel spotted, actually.
I kind of buried the lead. Bellhead, Cactus Club in Milwaukee, right over the border on the 8th, which is coming up this week.
Yes, Thursday.
Burlington, July 12th.
Yep.
And then Empty Bottle on August 2nd. Is that the show you're doing with Kill Scenes?
Yeah,
Yes.
when Palm Ghosts from Nashville.
Yep.
That's going to be a great show.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. We're going up against Lollapalooza, but anyone that's not interested in Lollapalooza should come to the bottle.
Yeah, you're not even competing. It's just, it's
No,
different
Right,
universes
it's also the day
altogether.
before Lollapalooza
And then
starts.
we also, in July, are playing Indianapolis. We're opening for Voltaire.
Get out.
Yeah. And then in August, we're opening for Flaw, because we love nu metal. We're all over the place right now.
That swung back around, by the way. New Metal has.
Oh, yeah,
That's
absolutely.
unforeseen that this would happen the way it has, but love for new metal has swung right back around.
We opened for Power Man 5000 down in Joliet, and that was
tell a joke.
the amount of people that were so excited to see us that never heard of us before, and the amount of merch we sold that night was just insane. Like, those metal guys, they like their black T-shirts, and I will be happy to sell them all of the black T-shirts.
And by and large, the Bellhead black T-shirts are kind of dark. Karen, you shared the new line.
Yes.
The spring line of Bellhead merch.
Spring Bellhead includes it's actually a line from one of our songs, but it's sex, drugs, and amputation. And we have 4 shirts now, and every time we play a new state, we're like, what's the state gonna be? So, like, Milwaukee is an eyeball state. So everybody buys our T-shirt that has somebody fishing something out of their eye. And Indiana is they like drowning, so that's the Down by the Water shirt, which I brought you.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
And Nashville's nasty. They bought all of our sex, drugs, and amputation shirts when we were down there. We opened for Clan of Zymox, talk about goth, in Nashville. And
we played with our friends from Chicago, Bellwether Syndicate.
Yep. Bellwether Syndicate brought us on for a couple shows with Clan of
amazing.
Zymox. But yeah, Nashville basically bought out all of our sex, drugs, and amputation. And I never thought that I would sell a sex, drugs, and amputation shirt to a woman who was blind. And I literally had to sit there and try to describe to her what each shirt was.
Oh, boy.
She was like, that's the one I want.
That's the one I want. I want the amputation shirt.
Wow, fantastic. So a while ago, Karen, when we talked about doing this and you mentioned being on tour, you gave me some top-line information, which I'm going to throw back at you. Nazis in Cincinnati.
Oh, that happened.
That was a thing, too.
I forgot about that.
You know, we have adventures on the road, and there are times that there are good things and that there are bad things.
Hey, is this angling toward like a green room scenario?
No.
What was the movie with
Yeah,
Patrick
that is
Stewart?
Green Room with Patrick Stewart
Yeah.
and what's this
Green Room?
guy who played Chekhov? No, it's the
Not
name of the movie.
Roadhouse?
It's the name of the movie. It's yeah, I know where you're going with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we literally were told that we were going to get jumped by skinheads in Cincinnati. And it was a little
That's terrifying. Yeah.
No, it's terrifying. And the only thing I could think of is like, you know, what is it the animal? Like, it's not the bear where you have to be bigger than the bear to try to outbear the bear.
I think that's what you
Is
have
it?
to
But
do.
so that's kind of what I did, and I'm like, well, we're from Chicago, so they could certainly fucking try. And I'm like, oh my god,
What are you
did I
doing?
Just do.
Well, the nice thing though was we heard about it because some of our mates from Hate Department were there, and they're like,
Let's get
"Hey,
out of here.
did you hear about this?" And it's like, "No, oh." And then they're like, "Well, we're here." It's like, "Okay, good. Well, we roll deep then." And it's like, "Let's load out and get this done."
Thankfully, no altercations happened, but I thought that was very much a Chicago thing that I did. Like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
You became bigger than the bear.
It was
I
very.
became, I
it was
became
very,
bigger than the bear.
It was very Blues Brothers.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Battling comic book stores in Kentucky.
Oh man, you're hitting all the best stories.
I had to provide you with some entertainment.
Wait, was that Kentucky?
Yes, because we did this trio of Kentucky shows, and there were 3 comic book stores in E-Town.
E-Town.
In
Oh yeah,
E-Town,
it's all coming back to me now.
Elizabethtown, Kentucky. And so we went to the one comic book shop, and the guy's like, "Don't go to those other shops, and those guys are assholes, and the other guy's a jerk." And we're like, well, now we have to go to those other comic shops. And specifically because I was trying to find Incredible Hulk's first appearance of Sabra. This isn't going to matter to anybody except
The
maybe
Israeli
you.
superhero?
Yes,
Yep,
the Israeli
exactly.
superhero. Because she's rumored to be in the MCU kind of going forward. So
Oh, yeah, I read that.
Got to get on that and get that comic book issue. So then we go to the other comic book shop, and he's like, well, that one guy is a junkie, and he's been in prison, and don't buy anything from him. And the other guy, he tried to steal my business, and so don't go to him. And I'm like, well, now we have to
Right.
go
Well,
to
now
the
we have to
third
go full
comic
circle.
shop.
Was that the guy that gave me the Sweet Dazzler poster?
It was,
Yeah.
yeah. Bellhead, go to comic shops, battle Nazis.
I love that you go to comic book shops. Because if I were in a touring band, I'd be stopping at local comic book shops too.
The thing is we so often we don't have downtime, but since we had 2 shows that were relatively close together, we got a hotel in between. So then we just had a day. So it's like we went to the thrift. I bought a PM Dawn CD. We had time to mill about. That's just how you end up in the General Dollar in Seymour, Indiana, birthplace of John Cougar Mellencamp.
Yeah.
But if you want someone to check you out, there's a pig on the counter that you have to squeeze.
That's fantastic.
That's what I learned in Seymour, Indiana.
I love all that Americana, like on the road, like
So much fun.
the stuff that is very local and rural,
Oh, yeah.
and yeah.
And that's I guess that's the softer side of Bellhead, right? Like, you don't expect where, we're driving down the street and it's like, see the largest ball of twine.
Yeah,
and I'm like, Ivan, turn right now. And
That
it's
was the jingle for Sears, and that General Dollar with the pig was next to a Sears that we went to.
we saw the Wiener. Well, it's not the Wienermobile anymore, but the Wienermobile was in Salem, Massachusetts.
Wait, why is it not the Wiener Mobile?
Okay, I'd like to clarify something
It's
right
the
now.
Frankmobile now.
Bellhead
did a
is
whole thing.
Bellhead is in no way responsible for the Wienermobile changing its name. Yes, we know. We were with the Wienermobile. We were interviewed at the Wienermobile, and the next day the Wienermobile changed its name. We are not responsible. In no way did Oscar Mayer contact us or talk to us. It's purely coincidental.
I had no idea of any of this, that you were interviewed, that it's now the Frankmobile.
Yeah. So we were on tour. We did a 10-day tour in May, and we were out in Salem and, doing our epic gothiness. And Ivan is like, I need, let's go this way. And I'm like, no, we're going to the Wienermobile. It's right down the street.
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
I didn't see it.
They don't have wiener whistles anymore. They have stickers. And then, we actually got interviewed by the weenie people. And then a couple days later, Oscar Mayer changed the Wienermobile to the Frankmobile.
And that's gone over very
Legitimately.
well.
It's ridiculous.
People are totally okay with that. No one's had a problem.
Didn't do it.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, people are contacting us like I have any control over what the Wienermobile does. If I did, we'd be touring in it.
Exactly. Oh, my fantasy for this podcast is get an ice cream truck.
Oh, that'd be great.
Hollow it out.
Beautiful.
Equip it for sound.
Yes.
Have better performances.
But only if you have the Spider-Man with the gumball eyeballs.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Or
like half
SpongeBob.
of
They're
it.
kind of interchangeable. Yeah.
Yeah, they're...
I've always been a fan of the strawberry shortcake.
Oh, that's good. Yep.
It's got like the crumble on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
It's delightful. It's the fruity version of the chocolate eclair.
Yes.
Same general principle.
Yep. Yeah. No, the strawberry's good.
Ivan's just looking at me like I have
no, I'm just thinking about if you had an ice cream truck, if I could reprogram the sound system, in that ice cream truck song, but then it plays like Helter Skelter, so it's just like
Nice.
Yes. Going back to the EP, which again, the new EP is Good Intentions. Thinking again that you both play bass guitar. That is what you do. Those are the instruments you play. Oftentimes, I will listen and I will hear sounds that don't sound like bass guitar, which I think is really cool that you're able to do it. And I know you both play bass in a different way or different types of basses. On Into the Deep, which I mentioned is my favorite song on the EP, it actually sounds like a violin at one point.
That is that's a soft synth Chinese instrument that I pitched that created like that string sound that I think
It's perfect for the song.
I'm doubling. I don't know. My lead line in that with that chorus is pretty gnarly, so I wanted to do something pretty to contradict that. This EP, I'm really happy because I think the songs, Karen wrote more things first, and then I had to yes and from them. So Into the Deep she sent me, Valentine she sent me, Bad Taste I had actually had bass on the drums, and I sent them to Karen, and she said, this is too much like this song. And I'm like, no, it's not. Oh, wait, you're right. So I would just, I scrap my bass and go here. So then she wrote to that, and it came back to me, and that kind of thing.
It was more like, fine, you write it then.
Well, okay, true. But when Karen starts a song, I end up approaching it differently. I think I end up playing like more lead lines. So this shows like a different kind of growth, where it's like she wrote a great groove, and I'm like, now what, So that's been a lot of fun, and that's why I think Valentine is so pretty.
It is.
Yeah.
It's very pretty. Hey there, Valentine. All right, so again, the new EP is available for streaming consumption. It is Good Intentions. You are a busy Bellhead in the weeks and months to come. Cactus Club, I mentioned this week. Burlington and Indianapolis in July.
Yep.
And then the Bottle on August 2nd, and then it just goes on from
And
there.
it's nonstop. We have tour dates through October at this point in time.
It's got to be peak season for Bellhead, for any goth adjacent.
Yeah,
band.
I mean, goths love sunlight in summer, so let's go and play a lot of shows in August. That's
Well, I'm thinking October. You said October.
Well,
I'm thinking
October,
that's-
yeah. Oh, yeah, that too, October. So, yeah, the EP is out, so we're really just touring on the EP right now. We do have some music videos slated to come out. So we have a great video for Valentine that
Awesome.
we're, actually, you're the first one to know officially, so debut. Yeah, so the Valentine video should be out probably in July sometime, and then we're going to do a video for Bad Taste as well.
Oh, great.
And then we always kind of like shut down like at the end of October, and we go a little radio silent, and that's when we work on new music. So
That's smart.
yeah, and no one wants to tour in the winter, or no
No.
one wants to go out in the winter either. It's just
There's so much that can go wrong
Yeah.
touring in the winter. It's like,
snow.
yeah.
We take some time off, so we miss playing live, and we spend some time working on our stuff, working on ourselves, improving the band, so it's not constantly going.
It's so Chicago. It's the woodshetter
Yeah.
mentality.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Snowbirds.
All right. I love you, Bellhead. Thank you for doing this.
Thanks for having us.
Again,
Thank
good
you.
intentions. Go see them. They're amazing. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you, Bellhead.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers.